Well, it's a pretty common thing that both in marriage and money, in the same way that people are looking in places where the money isn't, they're looking for alignment or love or appreciation in places where it isn't in the moment. In other words, it's easy in a fluid situation where there are highs and lows and sometimes more appreciation and sometimes not so much and sometimes distraction and sometimes attention. It's easy to hold someone else sort of responsible for the way you feel. And it's a pretty common thing in relationship because you know how good another person can make you feel. And because you want so much to feel good. So then when they let down and don't do their job and don't make you feel good, it's easy to notice that you don't feel good and associate it with something that they're doing or not doing, and then making them responsible for the way you feel, which is the single most common denominator in the breakdown of relationships, more significant than all other things put together. So what it really comes down to is you just have to decide that you're going to be happy in the relationship, period. You're going to be happy in the relationship, and brace yourselves. And what the other person does is irrelevant. What the other person does is irrelevant. What the other person does is irrelevant because you can't control what they do, and that's what's freaking you out. Do you know that most relationships are based upon your belief in your ability to control the other? Do you ever listen to the people in the hair salons talking? Oh yeah, I've pretty much got him trained now, they say. Pretty much got him trained. And we say, run away, run far away. Nobody wants to be held hostage as the provider of your happiness, even though we are certain that for each other you want one another's happiness. But it turns bad. It can turn real bad when you actually believe and make someone else believe that you are responsible for the way I feel. Because there is no more common sucking the life out of someone feeling than to actually believe that they're responsible to do something that they can't do. You see, when they were performing, and we're talking about either side of this, when your partner was performing in a way that was making you happy, if you had always stayed happy, they would have kept up that performance. But you trained them, we're talking to all of you, you trained them early on that you weren't always having it. You weren't always responding in that positive way, you see. You have to let them off the hook. How does that feel? Blame really does feel better than guilt, we know. It feels better to blame someone else. But you'll never be free in that, you see. You're not the only one who is looking. He looks to you for that as well.
Yes.
And gets bent out of shape when things aren't going his way as well. Everyone does. But there is no freedom in that, and there is no long-standing stability in that either. And we know it is so nice to have someone that is so lovely to be with, but then you are like a puppet that someone has let go of the strings if you have become dependent upon that. You have to find it. So when you decide to just give up trying to control anything, give up trying to control their behavior, give up trying to control their actions, give up trying to control their beliefs, give up trying to control their vibrational patterning, give up trying to control it and just tune in to this source that is you. Gain the leverage that you always gain from alignment and radiate your signal, which if they're ready for it, they'll catch hold of. And otherwise, words don't teach, you see. You just gotta know it and live it. And as you know it and live it, those who want to know and live what you know and live will gravitate to you. Yeah. They will find a way. Law of attraction will show them the path, you see. Yeah. So let's say you've gathered a group of people that have come to a prosperity seminar, and you're wanting to express to them what you know. We would say, I want you to forget everything that you think you know about where you stand in relationship to where you want to be. Because I know for sure that you have a distorted view of yourself. So I don't really want to talk too much to you about where you are, because I am assuming that the fact that you're here means you want something different. And I don't want to keep beating the drum of where you are, because it will just make it harder for you to hear what's coming next. So this is a simple premise of my abundance seminar. It's everywhere. You're on a treasure hunt. It's available to you. You just haven't been looking in the right places. I'm going to show you where those places are. That's how we would approach it. And then eventually you got to get to what we talked about this morning. Yeah. It's a vibrational place. It's an emotional place. It's a feeling place. Abundance is first a feeling. Without the feeling, the evidence cannot come. But once you get the feeling, then the absence of the manifestation, the sting is gone, and then the fun of watching it begin to roll in. You've experienced it. We know you have. Especially when you're new to this material. When you're new to it, your expectation is greater, you see. And when your expectation is greater, then your desire moves faster into fruition. When you want something and you believe it, and you're on your way to it, and you're joyfully romping down the path on your way to it. When you go on vacation or you get on a journey, you get out on the road going someplace, you're not there when you first start, but you don't freak out because you're not there. You expect there to be some journey along the way. But we have to say, friends, we love you very much. You know what's coming after that phrase? We love you very much, but you do complain on your journeys. You do. You complain on your journeys. And we take that as a good thing, not as a bad thing. We mean it as a compliment in this sense. At very deep levels, sometimes so deep, at very deep levels, you know things are supposed to work out for you. You do. And when they're not, there is a sort of freaking out that is natural. We understand that. But we want you to know a whole lot is working out before there is a manifestation that you can show to others. And if you can be a little less hung up on the manifestation that you want to show to others, and more tuned to the feeling of adventure, to the feeling of joy. Don't you just love it when you want something in general terms and you don't exactly know how it will play out? Oh, you've got some ideas about how you would like it to play out. But the reason that you want whatever it is to play out in more detail is because you believe that in the manifestation of it, you will feel better. So, you know how when you want something and it hasn't yet manifested, but you have this general sense of it, and then ideas start to come to you. Don't you like that feeling of idea? Don't you like that feeling of inspiration? You do when that feeling of inspiration is accompanied or allowed on this basic platform within you of expecting good things to come. So if you could just develop a sort of general basis of beingness that goes sort of like this. I don't exactly know how it's going to be or who it's going to be or when it's going to be or where it's going to be, but I know that it's going to be really good and that I'm going to know it when I see it. In fact, I know that I'm going to know all the steps along the way, because feeling your way to the next manifestation and the next manifestation and the next manifestation is what the most of your life is about. It's not about the manifestation and the manifestation and the manifestation. It's about feeling your way along your way to the next manifestation and the next manifestation. Hear that? That's really an important thing. Because if it were the other way, if it was just manifestation, I want it, boom, I want it, boom, I want it, boom, I want it, boom, we promise you this would be a seminar on de-manifestation. I have 487 cars, Abraham. The oil is seizing up in most of them because I can't get to them every day. I have more property than I have been able to visit. The rats have moved in. I have more stuff than is manageable. That is what you would say to us. There are more people in my life and there are more conversations to have than I have tongue to have them with. That's what you would say to us. But when you let your world be a vibrational world, which means it's an emotional world, which means it's a thoughtful world, now your world can be one that vacillates between comfort and ease, and power and certainty, and eagerness and clarity and passion and love and joy. In other words, you're up there on that end of the emotional scale. You're not having to dip into the contrast because you have enough contrast in that good feeling end. You like going from, the satisfaction of not being overwhelmed to the exhilaration of having a little more to do right now than you really want to do. In other words, that's really a nice blend of emotions, and you have the ability to control yourself in that way. But you've got to stop. You have to stop making it about the manifestation and begin making it about how I feel right now, how I feel right now, how I feel right now. Because you don't have control over the manifestation because you haven't exercised control over your vibration. But if you start making it about exercising control over your vibration, control over your emotion, control over your thoughts, control over your words, control over your general approach to physical life experience, what you're going to begin to notice is that you have control over all of the specifics of your life. Not just what, but where. And not just where, but who. And not just who, but when. You get to dictate every single part of your experience. You get to call the shots. You are the only one that ever calls it in, and you're the only one who ever holds it out and keeps it from coming. So do you have any idea? We do. And we're not mocking you. Well, a little. Do you have any idea how many experiences you have called to you that you're not allowing to flow with the ease that is possible? And do you know the one reason why you're not allowing these things, experiences, people, places, events, circumstances, dollars to flow to you in the way that you want? It's because you are fixated on the observation of what is. And you are letting the absence of what you want in your what isness dominate your vibration, set up a vibrational field that holds it apart. So you've got this pull, push, pull, push, pull, push thing going on. I want it, but I want it now, and I want it yesterday, and I want it so much, and the not having of it has me upset. That's basically what your vibration, most of you, we love you so much. But we thought you might like to start this new year off knowing how to create your own reality. Because nobody else is creating your own reality, you see. That's why it's called your own reality. Your own reality. You are the creator of your own reality, which means you are the vibrator of your own beingness, which means you are the thinker of your own thoughts. You are the perceiver of your own world. You are the attractor of your own experience. You are the maker of your own life. You are the uplifter of your own being. You are the magnificent genius creator who came into this physical body with the express intent of mixing it up, of looking around, of identifying what you want, of achieving vibrational harmony with it, and then taking glory, watching with reverence and appreciation and rambunctious zest for life, watching the components of your creation come into place one by one to, in some cases, surprise you, and in every case, delight you to the power and the clarity and the worthiness and the goodness and the readiness and the bigness of that which is you. We love visiting with you. We like so much a group like you gathering together, people all around the world. We're pleased that you're there too. Listening to our rampage of appreciation of the life that you are living. Your life that you are living. But you can't live your life without those like us benefiting from your exposure to your life. Because when you look around and you have experiences and you revel with delight in some of them and you shudder in discomfort at others, in every case, whether you are cringing or applauding, you are focusing energy that is creating worlds. And as you do that, we're all in on it. We get to participate with you. That thrill that you have is our thrill that you are interpreting. But when you feel bad, that's you interpreting the absence of us. Absence isn't the right word because we don't go away. It is your pinching yourself off from the vibration of your source. That is really what negative emotion is.